beautiful New Philly this afternoon.
Amen.
My name is Jeanette Wurzbicki. I'm the Executive Director of Omega. And the purpose of today's meeting is to go over the projects that ODOT has planned for the next 4 years. And before we do that, if we could just go around the room and introduce ourselves, and then we'll ask the folks online to introduce themselves. So, go ahead.
Scott Whisperer, District 11 Plans.
Scott Warner, I'm District 11 Planning Engineer.
Chris Harpola, I'm the District 11 Traffic Engineer.
Dan Lorenz, District 11 LPA Manager.
Raymond Chivoli, the District 11 Assistant Engineer.
Paul Herman, District 11 Pavement Engineer.
Joel Day, the Mayor of New Philadelphia.
Ron McBeer, Service Director, City of New Philadelphia.
Ray Grulo, Superintendent General Services, New Philadelphia.
Jesse Wilson, Street Superintendent, City of Columbiana.
Lance Willard, City Manager, City of Columbiana.
Joe Capizzello, Safety and Service Director, City of Salem, Ohio.
Josh Sliker, Transportation Planner for Omega.
Kennedy Blakely, Communications Manager for Omega.
And Kennedy, if you can help me with the folks online. I have Sherry Green, Chris Young, Sonia Tropovich, and Brian Wise. Anyone else that I'm missing?
Dave Hall, County Commissioner.
Commissioner? And there should be one more person maybe participating by phone.
That's Matt Ritterbeck, Orange Township Trustee. Hi, Jeanette.
Hey, Matt, welcome. For those in the room, has everyone signed in and picked up a packet of handouts? Great. Excellent. So we've gone through the introductions, briefly going to give an overview of Omega. I think most of you know who we are, so that'll be pretty quick and painless. And then we're really going to get into the reason that we're here is an overview of the projects that are planned in our RTPO region for District 11 over the next 4 years. And it looks like we have the entire planning department from District 11 here. So these are the experts, and I'm sure as we go over the particular projects, if you have a question, these guys will be able to answer that for you. So next slide, please. So basically, Omega is a local and economic development district. We've been in existence for over 50 years. We have 10 member county governments. Of course, since I'm in New Philadelphia, Tuscarawas County is my favorite county. And we have 12 city governments, and of course, the City of New Philadelphia is my favorite city today. Lance, close your ears. Our RTPO region includes 8 of the 10 counties. Belmont and Jefferson are parts of the Metropolitan Planning Organization, so they are not part of our Regional Transportation Planning Organization. And here in District 5, we have Carroll, Columbiana, Harrison, Holmes, and Tuscarawas counties. Real quick overview of our services. Our basic mission is to provide a pathway to enhance economic and community growth in our region. How do we do that? We provide planning assistance, we assist with grant writing, with grant administration. We administer the program for the Appalachian Regional Commission and the Governor's Office of Appalachia. We administer a revolving loan fund program for private businesses. We're in the process of administering our comprehensive economic development strategy and have recently completed an update to that strategy. Our goal is to promote collaboration. We also serve as the liaison for the District 14 Natural Resource Advisory Council for Clean Ohio. And since 2016, we have been officially designated as a regional transportation organization. So some of you are aware of the many services that we provide. We do short-range planning. Most recently, last year, we completed an active transportation plan for Tuscarawas, Holmes, and Coshocton counties. We've done a number of school travel plans here here in Tuscarawas County, we've done, Indian Valley most recently, and, in Carroll County, we did, Brown Local School District. I think that was actually our first. And we also did a school travel plan for Harrison Hills. As part of the other planning services that we provide, we've also, completed last year a regional local road safety plan. Encourage you all to take a look at that. It's on our website. ODOT is gonna have Blue funds for safety projects. So having your project or having a hotspot included in that plan may be a good step to obtaining some of those funds. We also provide GIS services for folks. We do a long-range transportation plan that was last updated in 2020. We're also doing a part of a pilot program with ODOT on regional coordination of human services and public transit. Also continue to advocate for major construction corridors in our region, like US 30 and Columbus to Pittsburgh. And some of the things that we can offer, we can do curve speed studies, crash analysis, transportation grant writing, traffic counts, and other activities. So if you have any need, and while we're talking about transportation planning services, I do have some good news to announce. Kevin Butner, our former transportation director, will be rejoining our organization next Monday. So we're very excited about that. Josh has been kind enough to put up with me for the past 6 months, and he hasn't quit yet, so I'm pleased about that. So the current goals of our long-range transportation plan are really focused on preservation of our infrastructure to include roads, bridges, and I know that's a main priority for ODOT as well. We also want to improve the safety of our roads. We want to make sure that our infrastructure is in place to help facilitate economic and community development or growth. And we want to make sure that we, as we move forward with our transportation projects, we incorporate and develop and maintain resiliency in our system. So every 4 years, we put together the Regional Transportation Improvement Plan or State Transportation Improvement Plan in consultation with ODOT. This is a requirement of federal highways, and ODOT works closely with not only the rural transportation planning organizations and local officials, but also the metropolitan planning organizations. Next slide. So this, again, as I mentioned, covers state fiscal years 2024 to 2027. State fiscal year actually starts July 1st of 2023. So all the projects that you see in your handout, and which Josh will be providing an overview of, are projects that are currently programmed for the next 4 years. These maps will also be available for the next week or so on our website. This is your opportunity to provide some feedback to ODOT. So if there's a bridge that's going to be replaced, and you know that bridge is the primary access to a major employer or a major subdivision, maybe the only access, how can we work with ODOT to make sure that bridge is kept open during construction? It's not always feasible. Sometimes for technical constraints, bridges have to be closed for rehabilitation. But this is your opportunity. Or if you know of a business that's moving in and maybe the state road that provides access to that business needs a turn lane, maybe you want to talk to ODOT about deferring maybe some routine resurfacing until that business has the opportunity to install the turn lane. The other thing, especially for projects that may be programmed in 26 or 27, if ODOT is paving a state route through your town, is there an opportunity to want to go after transportation alternative funds to maybe put in a sidewalk or a multi-use path? Or even for some of the state routes that are currently programmed for paving, is there the opportunity to approach ODOT about going to put in a bike lane? Active transportation is becoming larger and larger in our region, and I know 416, the bike path on there was recently installed, and I think this is the first time I've come up 416 that I haven't seen someone bicycling on it. So I know we're all promoting healthier communities, so this might be an opportunity to mention that. And then any projects that you want us to include. We had a small program this past year where we were able to help fund some projects. It was the RTPO Capital Allocation Program. We don't know if that's going to be reauthorized for the next biennium, but if for some of these projects that are programmed, especially for TAP projects, if you need assistance with engineering, or bridge projects and you need assistance with engineering, that might be a good opportunity for you to help on. So with this RTIP process, where we're at the very beginning. This is our rural consultation to talk about the draft projects. This will change over the next few months. Our goal is to have our draft regional transportation improvement plan completed by February, with a goal to have the finals submitted by May. The state then will upload to Federal Highways for approval. This will have another public comment period in March or April of 2020. So with that, I'd like to turn it over to Josh to talk about some of the investments in the area.
Good afternoon, everyone. So in the Omega region, we've got a total of $417 million of investment. That's broken down into $294 million in federal, 91 in state, and 10.7 in local match. This money is broken down into each of the counties, with the majority being, the largest being in Tuscarawas and Harrison, with a very close third for Guernsey County. And broken down percentage-wise, we see 19, 19, and 15, or 18 for those three counties, as well as Columbiana at 15% and Muskingum at 13%. Those numbers are significantly different from last year, so it is a very interesting spread. The funding is for primarily four categories: preservation, maintenance, safety, and accessibility. We've got 2% for both safety and maintenance, 3% for accessibility, which would be bike pedestrian paths, sidewalks, that sort of nature. And we've got 93% in preservation, which is broken down into pavement, bridge, and culvert projects. With the RTIP, we will be focusing on ensuring that environmental justice is followed correctly. Any areas that have an income level less than $50,959 will be considered an environmental justice focused area, as well as any minority populations greater than 7.28%. And this map combines the two of those. It's not, it must not be, or it is not just 50,000 and 7%, it is either or. So some of these overlap, but that is the combined map. Starting with Carroll County, we've got State Route 39. There is a lot of resurfacing going on, and a replacement, a bridge replacement west of Salineville. State Route 9 has a lot of resurfacing going on as well, and State Route 332 has a pedestrian facility of 2,000 feet of sidewalk that Omega was able to assist with. In Columbiana County, State Route 30 has a bridge replacement and repair east of State Route 170, as well as multiple resurfacing and a major roadway rehabilitation. State Route 39 has, again, major roadway rehabilitation running right along the county Route 7, resurfacing east of Liverpool, East Liverpool, and the city of Columbiana. State Route 164 and 644 both have resurfacing, and 164 has a bridge replacement. Market Street Bridge, south of US 30, will also have replacement, as well as County Road 443 will have a bridge replacement. In Harrison, we have US 22 going through major rehab throughout the entire county, totaling at $47.9 million. A lot of money going into that. State Route 149 has a bridge replacement. US 250 is resurfacing from Township Road 213 to US 22, and from Tuscarawas County to the state line mile of 4.22. That is a major rehab as well. State Route 151 has a bridge replacement. County Road 5 also has a significant bridge replacement that is going over a railroad. State Route 800 has bridge repair and scouring. And in Holmes County, we have State Route 83, which is going through minor roadway rehab. State Route 39 in multiple areas will be resurfaced. We've got multiple bridges throughout the county on State Route 83 and apologize about the original one. And State Route 39. There is resurfacing on State Route 515 as well, which is a $4 million project. And
Cycling?
yes, the Mohican Valley Bikeway is a shared use path that is Mohican Valley Trail is a shared use path that is ending at the covered bridge in Holmes County, County Road 23-0228 to the Ashland County and Holmes County line.
This is a really cool project that will ultimately connect with Ashland and Knox counties. And we were also able to use our GPO capital allocation funds towards a portion of the construction. It's a pretty exciting project.
Absolutely. And also going on throughout the county is some traffic control safety. They're going to be redoing the pavement markers, or markings throughout the county. Lastly, we've got Tuscarawas County, and Tuscarawas has a lot going on. The packet is very thick. There's a bridge replacement on State Route 800. This is going to be a repairing of the structure by replacing the existing wearing surface with a rigid concrete overlay. The State Route 751 will have minor roadway rehabilitation. State Route 258, again, minor rehab. They're going to be resurfacing the asphalt there. Along Interstate 77, they're going to be doing microsurfacing that is going to assist with the apologies. They're going to be resurfacing some of I-77 in multiple areas. There will also be several culverts along 77 that will be replaced, and systemic guardrails throughout the county, multiple areas, multiple phases. also have a major rehabilitation to remove and replace concrete pavement on 250 at the Macaulay Drive intersection. County Road 62 will have a bridge replacement that was Omega was able to assist with through the RTPO capital allocation. And State Route 259 will also have a bridge replacement. There is a shared use path that will, on the intersection of 21st Street and East High Avenue, to intersection of East High Avenue and Broadway Street. The shared use path will connect Kent State, Tuscarawas to downtown New Philadelphia. And we assisted with that one as well through the RTPO capital allocation. Also assisted through the capital allocation, Tuscarawas was on this. They had a lot of applications, and we gave them money. We also did the Miskimen Drive sidewalks from Oak Street to 100 feet north of Elizabeth Street. This is approximately 800 feet located near a Newcomerstown exempted village schools.
And that was the other village in Tusk that we did a safe routes to school plan, or that was part of, safe routes to school plan, and that's where that's.
They will also be having a systemic pavement markings, just like the previous county, and culvert replacement along County Road 23 Bridge. Lastly, County Road 82 will have a significant roadway rehabilitation beginning at the Dover corporate limit to County Road 8. This is the interactive map that our former GIS coordinator, Josie Rivare, was able to put together for us. And if you it very handily pops up with all of the information from these sheets, and we can go over any of the questions that you have or concerns, and between ODOT and myself, I'm sure we can come up with some solutions.
So Kennedy, if you want to click on one of the colors and watch what pops up. Any of them. So you'll have this link available to you, and the folks that are participating online will make sure to send the presentation to you, so you'll have the live links that you can click on any segment or bridge relocation, find out some of the details, when it's programmed for, what's it going to cost, and just a basic project description.
Yeah. So that is the web address. Currently, we will be getting this into the Omega website, and we will send you a link once we have that up and running.
And I guess before, we just have a few more slides, but before we go on, the folks from ODOT, any particular project that comes to mind that you would like to highlight? I mean, I know we just went through things very fast. Like something in particular that you think the folks in this room or online should be aware of? Something that may cause some traffic flows in the coming years, or significant detours?
I mean, yeah, some of those two-lane major rehab projects will be detoured. So, I mean, a lot of those details will come out as time goes on and as projects are designed. But
So that would be 250, 22, 7.
yeah, I mean, there's one in 2024 in Columbiana County, just east of Salineville.
Pay attention to the ones that say major rehab.
Yes.
Yeah.
Rather than minor rehab. Major rehabs
Harrison County, you mentioned, that 4-lane section of 22, we did some major rehab as well, so that would be pretty significant, although I anticipate we'll be able to take traffic. That is 1 lane in each direction.
Any questions either in the room or online about any of these projects? Please feel free to, review not only the maps, but this section, which does give a detailed summary, which is great. If you have any questions when you look at that, please feel free to reach out to Josh or I or our wonderful friend Minna.
Next, we have some money coming in for regional transit assistance. We've got some money for new vehicles or repair on vehicles, totaling in 1.25 million from federal and 313,000 in local, as well as funds for operation, totaling in 4.6 million and 4.6 million because it is a 50-50 match on the operations aspect. Next, this is the project profile for the long-range transportation plan that Omega will be updating this coming year.
We're just doing projects, we're not updating the plan.
Okay, sorry. Getting new projects in. And if you click on the link here, this is the project profile. We just asked for a title, the PID number if it is available, project grantee, so the applicant, their email address, phone number, what county they are serving, or the project is serving rather, the project type, the funding needed, total project cost, date funding is needed by, as well as start and end dates as well. Beginning and end points, if you have them, that is not a necessary category, and a purpose statement if you would just like to describe why it is important, what you are planning on doing, et cetera, as well as what goals this project will exemplify from the Omega goals, what it will fall in line with. And this link it's messy right now, but again, we will be getting this onto our website, and it will be a quick, easy access under the Contact Us project profile. Yes, it is also currently under the RTIP page, under transportation projects.
And in addition to having it in our long-range transportation plan, that will make your project potentially eligible for the RTP or capital allocation program, should that be reauthorized. And then we'll also include, some of the short-range projects in our RTIP as unfunded projects, and we'd be working, allow us to work with you and work with ODOT on potential funding for those projects.
It is also necessary for a lot of the grants that the USDOT is providing through the BIM. So it is a very important thing, and she didn't even mention the best part, it makes you look good. To already have this in a plan, it looks great. If you do have any questions or comments, like Jeanette said, you are more than welcome to contact me at any time. And if you can't get a hold of me, Jeanette I don't think she's ever left the office besides leaving for a meeting. I swear she lives there. So.
Stays on that.
All right. Any questions, comments? Yes.
Jen and I have, do you have any idea when they're going to let you know if your capital funding is going to be, renewed for, I guess, for lack of a better term, for the next couple of years?
We'll know if it's in the budget, so we're currently working to hopefully get that in the budget.
speak with ODOT while I was at the RTPO MPO conference, and they were very happy with what we had done with the RTPO allocation. So hopefully that's a good sign, and we'll see it again.
It's been huge for this project.
Oh, absolutely.
Can we quote you on that? Can we quote you on
Oh,
that?
absolutely, yeah. The
The
design
RT,
funding is what they're lacking a lot of times, and it's really helps communities, so.
yeah, we're also working with some legislators, all of the RTPOs, we have like a little brochure that we'll be
Okay.
sharing with them on the success of the program.
Okay, great.
You gotta have questions. Throw them at us.
I have a question.
Yes.
How is it best for a township that doesn't, for example, our township up here in the northern part of the county, who's the best liaison to work with? I know in the past sometimes, if I had worked with Jeanette, when she was in her previous role at Quickstone Associates, I would sometimes contact Jeanette, then it seemed to be Kevin, but like for State Route 212 project, there's a couple of long-range projects that I would personally like to see done that might not even happen within 2027, but that I believe should be on everybody's radar. What's the appropriate liaison? Would that be you, Josh, for me to work with ODOT representatives? I know there was a traffic study that I petitioned for. Scott Warner could speak on this. At State Route 212, I warned it's already bad. Husky Valley Schools, lobby, the Ohio School Facilities Commission, and all of Mineral City and TV Intermediate School and TV Primary will be channeled through an already congested corridor, but the Army Corps of Engineers, it sits in the Dover Dam spillway, and obviously there's going to be a lot more construction off State Route 212. I just want to know who I should be, I guess, lobbying and pleading for help, or who I should direct others to.
Matt, that'll be Josh and Kevin. Kevin starts again, next week. And did you get a copy of the traffic study that was done at the school entrance?
Yep, I did. It was just, essentially, it was, all of our concerns were verified. It was just too expensive because of it sitting in essentially in a floodplain. I mean, all of 212, all the way up into essentially top side of the door there, sits in floodplain.
Yeah, I think we'll need to revisit that, Matt, and maybe an appropriate next step would be to review the results of that study with ODOT again, and, just see what we can maybe advise.
Okay, perfect. Thanks.
Anyone else online?
Any other questions, comments, concerns? Just in case you may have missed something and are bored this evening, or some evenings you can't find anything to stream, this will be posted on our Facebook page. We will also post it to our YouTube, so share with your friends. Maybe have a party to talk about road improvements. I'm sure that would go in it. But the biggest thing, though, if you have any comments, please feel free to reach out to us within the next 30 days.
Jeanette, I do have a question. Yes, the regional transit systems you had about vehicles. Can you tell me more about that? I didn't catch.
Sure. Unfortunately, we were just able to get project totals, but the numbers that we have, I think 6 transit agencies that serve our region, and probably through like 5311 funding, It would be new buses primarily, or in-cab accessible minivans, the smaller vehicles.
That's what I thought, I just wanted to
Yeah.
clarify. Yep, okay, thank you.
And I guess I do want to take an opportunity to thank all parties involved, for the raising the, railroad trestle redesign up here on State Route 212. I reside about a half mile from the bridge trestle being raised, and regardless, I mean, I could have saved probably 1 or 2 trucks a year from totaling the trucks, but I have helped probably 20 semis every 6 months back up into traffic that gets too far down there. So I'll like direct traffic out of my own accord just to try to keep people from getting hurt. So it's gonna bring more semi-traffic, box traffic, unfortunately down to Covina from the 212 to 21 corridor probably, that I normally wouldn't see, but from a safety standpoint, that was a huge project, and kudos to all those involved with that.